Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's tutorial. And in today's tutorial, I'll be sharing with you guys how I made this corset blouse. So if this is what you'd like to learn and what you're interested in, let's just get right into the video. So I've already gone ahead to draw my basic body. This basically is just our vertical lines, and of course I divided my body measurement by 4 without any inch allowance. So this basically is just our shoulder to chest line, bust line, under bust, waist, full length, and of course 2 inches for our sewing allowance. So the next thing on the bust points, we're going to do our nipple to nipple divided by 2 plus half inches, and my client's nipple to nipple is 8 divided by 2 is 4 plus half inch is 4 and a half, and we're just going to take that measurement all the way down to the full length of the blouse, just like so. And we're just going to use our rule from the bust point. We're just going to rule all the way down to the full length. So around the under bust, what we're going to do, by the side of the under bust, we're going to come in by 1 inch, and by the center front, we're going to come in by half inch. At the center front, we're just going to rule a straight line, just like so, and by the side we're just going to give it a little curve, just like so, not really too curvy but a little curve. And then we're just going to take all these lines all the way down to the full length of the blouse, just like so. So now the next thing we're going to do is to look for the radius. So my client does not want our cleavage to be exposed, so from the bust point to under bust, what I got there was 3.5, and I'm just going to take that all the way up, and basically that's my new chest line, and I'm just going to roll that all the way up. By doing this, your client's cleavage won't be exposed. So to do the upper tightening, I'm just going to come in by 1 inch, just as we did for the under bust. Mark 1 inch, and by the side we're going to mark half inch, and we're just going to do basically what we did for the under bust, just like so, and just give it a little curve, just like so. So now basically that's now our new chest line, like I said earlier. If you want yours to, to be still covered, you can still come up, but I think if you don't know how to do the radius way, you can just come up by 1.5 inch or 2 inches from your chest line, and you have a covered busting or corset. So at that point of the chest line, I just came in by half inches, just like so, because in order to have somewhere that can just differentiate the two cups so they won't be together, so, and I didn't want it to be too wide, so I actually used half inch, just like so, and I gave it a little sweetheart curve, just like so. So if you want yours to be deep, you can just step down by 1 inch or something. But I didn't want it to be deep, since she does not want her bust to be exposed. So in between the bust measurement and the armhole measurement, I'm just going to look for the midpoint there, so I can have my curve at the side, just as you see me doing, just like so. So you're just going to use your curve ruler. You can still use your free hand to do that if you don't have your curve ruler. So at the side, I'm just going to use my curve ruler to connect down to that point that I actually did a sweetheart curve. The part I took, the half inch, I'm just going to make another curve to that point. This really is not easy. It's an easy way to make a corset blouse. So this is how I do it. I don't know if maybe you do it any other way, which completely is fine. At this point, I wanted to create another amp hole for my client, but I just later realized that she's really not that busty, so basically there's really no point for that. And completely at the end of the day, it was a complete fit. So I just replaced the dots and added 2 inch sewing allowance. I just replaced all the dots at the waist, and even at the full length. So at the full length, what you're going to do at the full length of your blouse, what you're going to do is to use your hip measurement divided by 4 plus 2 inches, and of course you're going to replace your that measurement. So also, and if you don't do that, you just see that you'll be short by some allowance. But the very good thing about corsets is that even when you're short, it will just help you to snatch perfectly. So I want to make this cup a 3 part cup. So at the midpoint, I actually came down by 2.5 inch. On the side, I came down by 2 inches, and at the side of the center front also, I came down by 2 inches also. Only the middle that actually came down by 2.5 inches. So the both sides I came down, the center front and the side I came down by 2, and the mid I came down by 2.5. And you can see that we have a 3 part cups, just like so. And basically that's just everything for the front bodice. So we're just going to go ahead and cut. So now you can see how it's looking. So please, before you cut out, you please indicate up and down so you don't get confused. Already you can see from the down part, I've already indicated 1 and 2. Then the up part, it has up, so I don't get confused, because they both come out like this before you cut them as one piece. So in order for you not to get confused, so now for the back, you're going to come in by 2 inches. For those of you who will be using zip at the back, I actually used actually it's a loop at the back. But for people who will be using zip, you're just going to mark your zip allowance just like so. And it's actually, I used 2 inches. So my neck width is 3, and my neck depth is 3.5. So we're just going to connect just like so. I actually do not need this part for, but to make it easy for, beginners that are watching, so it will not be confusing, I had to do it like that. So, and I also marked my bust measurement, because I want the yoke to at the back to be as deep as to the point of my shoulder to my nipple points. So that was why I actually did that like that. So I'll have a guide, to how deep I want the back to be. So we're just rolling our vertical lines, and of course we've taken the full length and all of that. And I came up by 2 inches. Later, I was actually changing my mind if I want it to be not that deep to the point of 10.5 inch, but I think I still ended up using 10.5 inch. So basically this is just taking my shoulder and my armhole. So the next thing you're going to do is to divide your bust divided by 4, just like so. And then I just give it a little curve for our armhole. So after which, the next thing we're going to do, at this point, we're just going to mark 3 inches from the bust point. That's how deep I mean wide rather, that's how wide I want the opening at the back to be. So this other one, I just did my body measurement, just basic thing we all do all the time. So now, like I said, I actually took 3 inches. um that means if you add the two parts together, it's now 6. So that was wide enough for me, and I gave it this angle shape, because I don't want the end part of the blouse to be as wide as the upper part of the blouse. I don't know if you understand. And I just took it all the way up to the neck width, and I stepped down with 1 inch, and I did my shoulder slope. So that is the yoke. And of course I added 2 inch sewing allowance. This back drafting isn't really that's a difficult one, so I just did that. And then the next thing, I did my back dart. So I came in by 6 inches and stepped down by 1 inch. The back does not have bust, so that was why I stepped down by 1 inch, so the dart isn't going to get up to the bust part. So, and I just came in by half inch at both. And basically that just everything about drafting the back bodice. It's really not a difficult back bodice. So for people who will be using the zip, you don't need all this back opening and all of that. I just had to do two in one. Then people who would not be needing the zip, that's why you can see me cutting out that zipper part. So if you need the zip, you don't need to come in by this 3 inch for back opening. You don't need to do that. You just go straight to taking your body's measurements and your dart, and basically that just it. So now this is what it looks like after I'd removed every other part. And this is the part I was saying, the reason why I actually did the shoulder to bust. So I wanted this curve, I wanted the yoke at the back to be deep. So basically this is what our back is looking like. It's really not anything difficult. So if you want to open it, it's fine, but I actually did not open mine. I just um kept it like that and did a back that. So basically that just it. So now for our cup, this is the up part. Our up part is into two, and it's not going to be into two, it's supposed to be in one piece. So now you're just going to join the both of them together, just like so. Like, make sure they are neatly joined, just like so. And then you can use your tape, and you just hold it together, and it's now one piece. And you're just going to cut around the ample. You can see I did not add any allowance. Then around this, the upper part, I actually added half inch, because the upper part, the yoke will join the up part. So you see the half inch will just serve as our joining allowance. And also the side I added also, because it will be joining to the center body of the blouse. So this is what the upper bodies look like, and this is the second, the down part too. So you're just going to add half inch, 1 inch, like whichever that works for you. You're just going to add, but please don't trace exactly what you have drafted out, because you're going to be short. So you're just going to add maybe 3/4 of an inch, half an inch, 1 inch. Some persons do add 1 inch, because um so they will be on a very safe side. And the beautiful thing about corset is, even when you add 1 inch, you see that it will still help the bust to be very full. So this is what I was saying about the back. I didn't open mine into two, so I just used the back like that, and it's honestly gave me what I wanted. So you just cut out like that. This is the opening. You're just going, I'm sorry, it's really not showing that much. And you're just going to notch on your that place, so you don't get confused where it is. So basically this is everything that we drafted and we've cut out on our material. So our breast cup, I used wording, and I equally used already made cup. So this is what it looks like. So now the next thing we're going to do, this is the wording after I had joined and I have neatly ironed. So we're just going to joining your number one and your two first. After joining that, this is what we have. After this is my cup in it. So you can see how neat it is, and how beautiful and how curved and um neat it is. So this is my center bodies. I went ahead to use the net of the judge. I went ahead to use the net of the judge to cover the crepe so it does not look too plain, like that. After I do my style lines, you can do more than three style lines. I actually made this at night, so I didn't have time to do plenty on it. So this is what it looks like after I join my cups together. So you're just going to trim off the excess you have on top, just like so. So you have your full your cup, perfectly, and you're just going to trim to make sure everything is aligning properly, to make sure the both cups are looking alike, and you're just going to give it a very good press, and basically that just it. It's really not something that difficult. So you go ahead to introduce your upper net, and also you also do the same for your lining. So you can, please, you're going to join your lining and your yoke together so it will be neat. So this is what it looks like. I'm actually rushing this because I have, similar, I have, so many corset tutorials which I have taken my time to explain. So basically this is how it's now looking. This is the back. You can already see the V at the back. You can see how beautiful it's looking. So the next thing you're going to do is to take your measurements to, so you make sure like your blouse is up to what you measured on your client, so it won't be looking too long or too short. So basically that just what I was doing at this point. You're just going to trim out. Please give it a very good press. This is not really a difficult tutorial, and basically that just everything. This is the skeleton body of every corset blouse. Then you can go ahead to decide what you want to use as your embellishment, how you want to cover your cups, what kind of exaggerated sleeve you want to use. Actually did added a net sleeve also, and if you want to do that, like, you can just go ahead to do whichever embellishment that you want to do. But basically this is just the skeleton of everything. This is what your main bodice will be looking like before you can just embellish on top of it. And you can, after doing that, you see that you just end up with a very beautiful blouse. At the end of the blouse, you can go ahead to use the material to um fold the end of the blouse, or you can just use a bias. I think a bias would be too small to use, so I advise you use a piece material. Basically that's everything for this tutorial. So you can see how I actually designed mine. So this is like 70% of your blouse, so you can go ahead to use the applique on the george to cover the bust part, add whatever you want to add, and you have a perfect corset blouse. So thank you guys for staying tuned, and I'll see you in my next tutorial. Bye for now.